Today we are taking notes on volume of prisms with word problems. Number 1. To add some weight, the door stopper is filled with sand. How much sand is in the door stopper? In order to figure out how much is in this door stopper that looks like a triangular prism, we would have to figure out the volume. So the volume's formula of a triangular prism is V equals big B times H. We know that the big B stands for base area, and I know that the base area are the triangle's area. It's the triangle because it is the line that connects the two bases, would be the height. So we would figure out the area of the triangles, and I know that the right angle is right there, meaning the 3 and the 4 would be the numbers that we will need in order to figure out the area of the triangle. So I know that my base area would be the area of the triangle, which is 3 times 4 times 1/2, which is 3 times 4 divided by 2, which gives you 6. So I know that now it's going to be 6 times the height, which is 11. And that gives you 66. And that would be centimeters cubed. Number 2, a storage container is shaped like a rectangular prism. The volume of the container is 1,360 cubic feet. Remember, this is the volume. The area of the base of the container is 160 square feet. What is the height of the container in feet? So now the volume is given. And if we know that we're talking about a rectangular prism, we know we're working with the volumes formula of a prism, which is V equals big B times H again. But now the volume is given. So I know that I'm going to have 1,360 plugged in for my V. And then I know that the area of the base is 160 square feet times the height would give you the volume. Because our volume is given, we would need to figure out the height of the container, which we can by using the one-step equation that we have learned in Unit 2. So we can divide both sides by 160, and that can get H by itself, and we would be able to figure out our height. So I'm going to divide 160 into 1,360 on the side. I know it doesn't go into 1, 3, or 6. And then if you also want to make this easier, we can actually take out the zeros, and now we can do 16 going into 1,000 or 136. So it still does not go into 1 or 13, but I know that 16 can go into 136. I'm going to check and guess on this side. I'm going to say maybe it's 7. 6 times 7 is 42, carry the 4. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. 112. If you subtract it, you get 24. This does not, or 24 is not smaller than 16. So we should know that it goes in there more than 7 times. So I'm going to guess again. I'm going to do 16 times 8. 6 times 8 is 48. Carry the 4. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4 is 12. So now I'm going to try 128. And if you subtract it, you get 8. That is a number less than 16. So I know that 8 is going to work. 8 times 16, 128. Subtract it and we got 8. But now we need to carry down the 0 because this is a remainder and we need to put a decimal. 16 goes into 80. I believe it can go into 85 times exactly. So I'm going to check my work on the side. And yes, that does give you 80. So we are done with the division. So now we know that h, which is the height, should be 8.5 feet. And that is our final answer. Number 3. Kieran's jewelry box has a volume of 36 cubic centimeters and a height of 3 centimeters. What is the measurement of the area of the base? So now we have, again, a rectangular prism where it's V equals big B times H. We know that the volume is 36, and then the base area is not given, but we're looking for it this time. But now the height is given. So it's going to be B times 3 equals 36. So in order to figure out our big B, which stands for the area of the base, we can divide both sides by 3. That can cross out. And then we should know that our big B should be 12 centimeters. And that is it, because we know that the area of the base would be our base area, big B. Number 4, a ring toss toy is composed of a rectangular prism on top of a cylinder. The rectangular prism is completely filled with water. The dimensions of the rectangular prism are shown in the diagram. What is the volume of the rectangular prism in cubic centimeters? So if you look at the question, it's asking you what is the volume of the rectangular prism. Once again, the volume of the rectangular prism is V equals big B times H. And I know that this time we have a rectangle as our base. And then it's the shape that is on the floor, which is on the cylinder. Those are the two bases. So now the line that connects the base would be the height. So I'm going to label my height as 15, but I'm going to look for the base area first. So my V would be, the area of the base would be 9 times 2 times the height, which is 15. Also known as length times width times height. So if you multiply it one step at a time, I know that 9 times 2 is 18 times 15. I'm going to do that on the side. 8 times 5 is 40, carry the 4. 5 times 1 plus 4 is 9. Add the 0. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. Add it, and that gives you 270. So 270 centimeters cubed would be the final answer. Okay, so this concludes our notes on volume of prisms word problems.